started streaming, and I did switch it to YouTube. Here comes the theme song. You probably can't hear it.
I can imagine it in my mind because it's the best theme song of all time.
Pairing with Bunny.
Code review.
Okay. Today, Bunny has not programmed in a week because she was sick.
Yes.
And now she's
all
trying to
week.
get the chat up on her phone so we can see if anybody comes.
Yep.
There we go.
Okay, I tweeted out the live stream.
Oh, good job.
And now I will go to the video. Okay, so if anybody's there. Okay, great. Yes, I was sick all week, so I didn't really program. I just laid in bed and watched Desperate Housewives because I had a sinus infection.
Wow. Okay.
It's really good. I mean, it's not good, but it was perfect to watch when you're sick in bed.
I think we left ourselves a note last time of what we wanted to do next.
I think we did. Okay. Figure out why subscribers is any.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hey, yo.
Remember what that means.
You want to share your screen?
Oh yeah, duh. Okay, I was like, why does my screen look different than it normally does? Okay, there we go. There's your face. It says figure out why subscribers is any. I don't really remember what that means. Okay, let me look back over and do a quick review of the code and of our TypeScript, just to like get my head back in the game, and then maybe we can figure out why this is, and that can just be what we work on today rather than like doing a bunch of new code.
It can be. Okay, yeah. So we've got to get this loaded into our heads again.
Yeah, and just I need to get JavaScript in my head. Normally I work on it at least a little bit every day, and if not multiple times a week, but this last week was terrible.
Hey, are we still using that div L? What's that? We'll rearrange the code a bit while we're doing it.
Oh, yeah, we're using that because we originally had things appended to the body element, but that did not work for CSS, like at all. So what I did is I created a div here instead and just changed it so it appends them to the div. Because that just makes it a lot easier for CSS styling. Because if you try to put like flex boxes on the body, it just doesn't really work. Like flex boxes and things like that were not meant to be put on like the body as the parent element. They were meant to be put on like a div.
Okay.
Yep. So that
can we move that line down closer to where we use it?
Yeah.
Because I don't want that to be in scope until we need it.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Okay, so I mean, we use it in. Do we use it in here?
Why is it's wherever the red stuff is? Do you see the red stuff on the side?
Oh, yeah, because that's where it's saying, okay, so why don't we do this? Because this is where it creates the button. So why don't we put it right here?
Okay, and now can you copy like those 3 lines and move them down? So we're going to group all of the actual modification of the DOM. Move that to the next red place. Yeah.
Oh, that is a good way to like think about it, where you move it to the next red place. Okay. So let's put it here.
Okay, that comment on line 96 was trying to be with line 102.
Oh, you're right. I see.
And also we did the same thing with 99. You'll want to move that up. Whoa. Hold on. Do me a favor. Command Z.
Oh, oops, that's what happened. I thought I was hitting Command Z and I was hitting Command X.
Okay. Hey, do me a favor. See if this works. Put your cursor on line 99. No, move your not your pointer, your cursor, the blinky thing.
Oh.
Yeah. Now push Alt up. Ah.
Oh, cool.
So you can, like on line 96, you can go put your cursor there and push Alt down until it's in the right place.
Oh, I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah, it's a useful trick. Keep going. That goes with, yeah, one more. There. Okay, good.
Okay. Great, yes, because that sets up the div L, just so things know where to go. This appends the button there. This appends the input there. Okay, yep, creates the button. Yep, because that is what runs dot create on the state object creates the component button. Okay, cool.
Yeah, so now take
Um,
lines 97 through 102 and cut them, and we can move them down further, like to line 118. There.
that looks better.
Okay. Print array to screen. Why do we have that update line on the bottom? It might be because we have we have an initial array of loot, probably.
I think so. So yeah, let's go back through everything and make sure everything is where it
Yeah,
should
and clean
be.
things up. Take out the empty lines at the top, and if we can add ourselves more clues, that's useful.
Yeah. Okay.
Also,
So
let's see. Oh, good idea. Let's move component.
Whoa. Oh,
Let's move.
that's what happened.
One thing we have is we have like the interface piece of state. Move that to the top.
Right here.
Yeah, move. Let's move the types to the top. That'll be more clear.
Okay,
Yeah.
so get all the interfaces and put them up here.
Yeah, put all the types at the top, and then we'll move our state definition up higher. Yeah. So that we have things. We could also put them in different files, but that's not strictly necessary.
Okay, so here is the state. So if we want to grab all of this,
you can shrink it, and then you can grab the shrunken thing.
Oh. Wow, VS Code is such a neat little program. Okay. Do so many things. Okay.
Okay, so these are our pieces of state. It's a little.
So that's just our thing. So let's go ahead and make ourselves the little notes that I like. So here are our typeface type script interfaces.
Okay.
And typefaces for sure. What? Get away,
Oh
McAfee.
God, McAfee.
Get out of here.
So
get out of here.
Useless. Okay. Windows Firewall is good enough now. You don't need virus protection, but good effing luck getting rid of it.
Here's our state object. Okay. And then after that, okay.
We have all our components.
Oops. Stop. No, I just want to. Okay.
It was good. Okay.
Okay, so then in this section, we have creating elements in the DOM.
Well,
which includes the component button.
We're creating components. We don't technically. Well, we're defining components.
Yeah, that's.
We don't technically create them until the very bottom, which is good.
That's true. Okay, defining components.
FYI, it's you usually always put a space after the comment characters.
Okay.
Before the words. No, not an empty line. A space. No.
Oh, I see. Like here, like that.
Yes, like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Man, stuff like that is stuff that matters in a coding interview, because people will be like, "Oh, doesn't she know that all comments should have a space after them?" And it's dumb and it's not important, but it will affect people's opinion.
Okay, good to know. So defining components in the DOM, and what we're defining is the button and the input. Okay.
And,
this can go
and
up
the list. We've got 3 of them.
Button and input and loop. Okay.
Good.
Then, okay. Here is also. Oh, so we're also defining the loop, which is the unordered list. And then down here is where we actually create. So let's do create the elements in the DOM. Okay, and then I'm going to go through and do one of these.
Thank you.
There. And then print. All right. Okay. Okay. So there we go. Now everything is like nicely labeled.
I suspect we only do that update at the bottom because we happen to have made the array of loot non-empty to start with, but that's okay. Okay, good. Save, make a commit, make sure we didn't break anything.
Okay.
And also it'll help to go look at the page too. Because I find myself trying to picture it from memory, and we should have looked at it at the beginning. That would have been
Whoops.
better.
I'm trying to remember where I remember I accidentally like put this folder in a weird place. Yep, there it is. I put it like actually in the main thing rather than like on the desktop. Okay, that's fine. I just needed to know. Okay, so that's where everything is.
Get status. Okay, that looks right.
Okay, so then it's get
Add dot.
add dot.
We'll worry later about ignoring the compile output.
And then get commit. Okay, organized and labeled the code.
Cool. It's, I mean, like that. Those little like rearrangement things are a good, a useful thing to do while you're trying to get the code back in your head.
Mm-hmm. And it's just helpful because then the next time that I look at it, it just makes it easier to get right back into the space. Right. I like labeling all my stuff. That is helpful for ADHD brain.
Run the thing and let's look at the page.
Oh, okay. Okay. CD ... takes you up a directory,
hey,
right?
If you do live server ... it'll probably work.
Oh, let's give it a try.
Yep. That says the current directory.
Oh, okay, great. Okay, so you have all that is the same. Then we go here.
Yay. Okay, great. Yay. Yeah, we could add an enter handler that on the input someday so that you can.
Yeah, that's a good idea. So you can either hit the button or hit enter.
Right, that's something we could do. I forget if that's easy or if you have to have a key listener. It doesn't matter though. We have a key listener anyway. Right. Well, let's see. Now we can look at our to-do.
Okay. So our to-do,
which I think is kind of like me being curious about TypeScript. Okay, so why subscribers was anyways inside the state object, we've got like those two pieces of state. Mm-hmm. And when we said this.subscribers, yeah, it was saying any. And that's, I don't, why are you doing that, you dumb thing? One thing, I find it like confusing, maybe you do too, to have array of loot like defined there. I really want to like make it a variable and then put it in the state object. So let's cut the body of array of loot, the whole definition of array of loot,
which is not that, which would just
yes.
Okay.
But it's much bigger than that.
Oh, right, because all of this is part of
which is confusing.
Well. Oh, right, because this is all array of loot. That's right. I forgot that we changed it last time to do all of that. Okay, so outside. All of these. Whoop.
There it is. All the way down through line 42.
Oh, through line 42. Oh, that's right, because that's what the TypeScript it is. Okay. Whoop. Got it. Copied. Yeah,
so put that in a const called array of loot above the state object. No, outside of the state object.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, good. That there. And now you can tell, instead of casting it as piece of state string, use a colon. Say array of loot : piece of state string array.
Oh, here?
Yeah, so take... As is doing a cast. Are you familiar with that term?
Mm-mm.
Okay. A cast or a typecast is when you take a variable or a literal, this is a literal, and you just tell the compiler, look, it's this type. I'm telling you it's this type, treat it as this type. And it's generally rude because you You're overriding the compiler and not letting it help you as much. So we want to get rid of that as piece of state string.
Okay.
So take that
So
out
this whole
entirely.
thing.
Yeah.
Oh, and this guy here too.
Yep.
Come here. Okay.
Yeah, and then go up to the where you declared array of loot. The declaration is const array of loot, and say colon piece of state string array. So stick it in there.
Is it like that, or is it the colon right next to
Colon right next to it usually.
Okay, I couldn't remember. Okay.
Yeah, TypeScript doesn't care, but we usually do the colon right next to it.
Okay, and then array of loot, and what was it? Piece of state.
Yeah, it's a piece of state. And the type parameter to piece of state, this is advanced stuff, by the way, is string array, which is string square braces.
Array.
Yes.
Like that.
Yes. Okay. Ooh, look. Now it's telling us something about our add loot item. Let's go see what it has to say.
Should we go ahead and delete this here? Or leave it in? This is where I copied it from.
Yeah, you can go ahead and shrink it. Push the plus on line 44, the one you can't see unless you hover it. Yeah. Yes. Okay. And now go and you can delete that. In fact, delete from the colon to the comma after array of loot.
From here
to the comma. Yeah.
To here. Okay.
No, not that comma. The comma on line 63, which is immediately below line 44 because you shrunk up the curly braces.
Right. Okay.
Comma. Yes. Okay. Good. Because now we're using that handy syntax that if the name is the same as the proper name of the variable and the property name are the same.
Okay, right, because it's still, now array of loot is still inside of the state object. It's just referring to all of this as a variable name rather than it just being in there.
Exactly, which is much clearer, I think.
Okay,
okay, so now let's look at this error because I'm
now
interested
we can fiddle with it over here without it also being cluttered up by all this other stuff that's in the state object.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
So now what's its anger about add loot item?
Ooh, it's really angry.
Type blah, 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 blah is not assignable. Object literal may only specify known properties and add loot item does not exist. Oh, okay. So we had a special function on that. Oh, I know. Let's tell piece of state that it's also allowed to have any other method. Okay.
Okay.
So in our definition of piece of state interface, let's see, say, I'm just going to tell you what to type here.
Yeah, because I don't know. This is pretty high level TypeScript stuff.
It really is. Open square brace. FN is string. I think. Okay, I've clearly got this wrong. No, we're going to Google this. Google TypeScript index types. Because I look this up every time.
Hey, knowing how to Google stuff is an important part of being a programmer.
You want that advanced types. Oh, yeah, either one of those. Okay, search for index. Yes. Okay, let's see. Is this the right thing? The key is, what is the name of this thing that I'm trying to do? Scroll down a little more. No, this isn't what I'm trying to do. No, that's not what I'm trying to do. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to tell it that it can have string properties. Index, go down a little further. Yes, that key colon string. Okay, so we want to say function colon string inside the square braces.
Yeah. Okay, so function colon string.
Yeah, but call it FN because I'm not trying to use the function keyword. I'm just trying to name it.
Oh, gotcha.
I'm trying to say this thing might have actually, and then colon, outside the square brace, another colon. Any. Yeah. I mean, I could say function types. I mean, I could.
Oh, yeah, look, now it's happy.
Yeah. Now, so we just said that you can have any other properties indexed by string as well.
Okay.
Um, we could say you can have any other function to void and be more specific, but let's not. Okay, and that was pretty advanced TypeScript stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so now it's happy. It requires that you have, oh, hey, do me a favor and like comment out line 33. Good. Now it's angry on line 22. So it requires that you have subscribers, but it lets you have other things. Okay, I just wanted to make sure that made it angry. Now let's hover over subscribers inside array of loop.
Oh, I
see
see. Because it, yeah,
Yes.
because it requires it requires the subscribers at some point. Okay.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
it's still any.
Ah, stupid thing. I don't know. This is the best we could. I don't know why it does that.
All right.
What
Well,
what does
maybe,
it think
okay.
this is, by the way? What's it think this is on line 26? Or there. This is any. I wonder why. Huh.
Oh, that reminds me. Sometime I'd like to go over. I was looking at some documentation
Oh,
about
yeah?
this and
Yeah?
how to understand this, which is kind of like a complex thing.
No, it's incredibly, extremely complex, Bunny.
Okay, so I found. I was looking at these books.
I struggle with this in JavaScript. Everybody struggles with this in JavaScript.
Yeah. So, like, at some point, I'm going to
Kyle Simpson. Oh, good. I was thinking about the best explanation I ever heard about this was, in fact, from Kyle Simpson in a talk he did.
Yeah.
Last year.
So all of these books are on Amazon in physical copies that I might get eventually, but it would be like $100 to get all of them. But they are available like online. But eventually, I'd like to get the physical ones so I can like write on them. So I was looking at
the physical ones get out of date.
Okay, so I was working on like understanding these examples, but then I realized I didn't know what .call was. So then I was looking up what .call meant and getting kind of hung up on that. Is that something?
Okay, that is something
to understand.
Yeah.
Because I think once I understand that, then it'll make it easier for me to understand what's going on here. I know it has something to do specifically with like when you're at I don't know. So that's what I got hung up on. I was like, I can't understand this example when I'm not really sure what .call is.
Okay. Yeah, I can help you with that. Okay, good. We can mess with this.
Here, do you want me to make like a new little file?
We can mess with it in the browser right there.
Console.
Yeah, we can do it right here in this JavaScript demo thing. Push run on that. There you go. Okay. So we see
you can edit it in this. Oh, that's cool. I didn't actually realize that.
Oh, there you go.
That's neat.
Okay, so we can mess with it right here. Yay, MDN. The first thing to realize is that oh no, fuck, that's doing classes. Why is it doing a new? That's bizarre. Hold on.
Oh yeah, I don't really know anything about new either.
Oh. Okay, I don't want to do what it's doing. In that, because I don't want to mess with classes. New gives you a new instance of a class. But classes are a concept that exists in JavaScript only because people want it because of Java. And yeah, you'll get there. But let's talk about how functions are objects. So yeah, go ahead and open the console.
Like the real console here?
Let's just do the console. Make it big.
Okay. Yeah.
Pop it out. Use the whole... Okay, good enough. All right. So like make a new function. Yeah. Yeah, give it it doesn't really need arguments. But go ahead and define it. Practice call, empty parens, curly brace, console.log high or something. run that. Now call your function the normal way. Right. Now, do me a favor. Type practice call dot fruit. Nope, no parents. Dot fruit equals banana. String banana, sorry. Banana is not defined.
Yeah, banana is not a keyword, but it should be.
Okay. And now you can say practice call dot fruit.
And it'll give me banana.
Yeah. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, because a function is an object, so by giving it this key phrase, it's creating fruit on the function, and then it's assigning banana to it. It's like creating I forget what they're called, but like the key pair, where one is the type, whatever.
A property. It's a property.
A property. Okay, that's
okay,
the word
good.
that was not
okay,
to my
so you're familiar with functions or objects.
Yes.
Let's play investigate the object. So call object.keys, like capital O object.keys.
Peas? Like
keys.
Oh.
We're on the vegetables. Yeah. So that's a function. Pass it practice call. Yep. Okay.
Oh, yeah, because we created that, and then I bet if you open it up, it says, is it going to give us banana at any point in here? I would think that it would.
Oh, no, it gave you fruit. I just asked it for the keys, so it only gave me the names of the properties. Okay. Now do object dot, what I want is all the properties, including the ones on the prototype. Well, say object.prototype to start with.
Okay, just that?
Yeah.
Or should I pass it? Okay.
Oh, no, you're right. Actually, no, it's not even that. It's do practice call.prototype, I think.
Okay.
Or I guess it would be object.get prototype of, or you can call just practice call by itself. Practice call
dot prototype
has a prototype.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Oops, no, not that prototype. There we go.
Yep. Okay, and yeah, so that is. What's this? Maybe that's the underscore. Its prototype is a constructor. Okay. I'm not sure what that means.
Console is so cool.
Yeah, no kidding, right? And that has a prototype of object. What's in that? Constructor. Prototype constructor. Oh, okay. JavaScript. I want. See, practice call at some level has a prototype of function. Open the constructor thing. No, up.
Oh, this constructor.
Yeah, what's in there? Fruit
banana. No arguments.
Okay, that is the function itself. I don't know. Okay, well, I wanted to dig around. I wanted to say object dot give me all the properties, but just type practice call and see what does the console give you? It tells you that it's a function. That's nice of it. Oh well. Okay, but at some level, it's an object, and every function object has a .call method. So there's three, this is the thing, I think there's three ways to call a function. One is the normal way, where you just...
which is like this. Oops, which is this.
Yes. The other way is with .call, and the third way is if I recall correctly, .apply. Yeah. And then call, so call is a method on function. that lets you call it, but a little bit differently. Okay, let's redefine practice call. Or we may need to say, let's call it practice call 2 or something. Yeah, so make a function, practice call 2.
Oh my God, I can't. Okay, practice call 2.
Mm-hmm. No arguments, that's fine. And then say, inside it, say console.log this.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then I'll call it.
Window. This is the window, which is like the global thingy. If you type this right now, like in your console, do you get the window? I bet you get the window. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. So it's the same as the definition of this outside practice call 2. Now call practice call 2.call and give it like an object with a field of fruit as banana or something.
Oops. Okay. And Okay. And give it in here.
Mm-hmm. Give it an object with like no an object. You have to do curly braces.
Oh, an object, right?
Yep. You're gonna need to put that in string quotes. Persimmon is undefined.
Right. Okay, let me go ahead and.
Okay. Yeah, I like how you were like, oh my God, I need to close my curlies and my parentheses. Yep. That's a good way to be.
Anything that doesn't autofill, I have to do the full structure and then go in and add the stuff.
That is an excellent policy. Excellent.
I'll lose where I'm at, and I'll lose where the curly brace goes or where the thing goes. Yeah. Okay.
That's a good way to do it. Okay, so now it printed this is fruit persimmon. So this is a way to, okay, now let's call it a couple other ways. Do the same thing except use apply. I don't remember what apply does, and I could be wrong about it even being a thing.
Apply like that?
Yeah.
And then just call it?
Open parent.
Oh. Duh.
And you can give, that's another way to give it a this arg.
Okay.
And then you can do the persimmon thing again.
Oh, okay.
Okay, yeah, so now that's another way to supply the this. I forget the difference between the two. There probably is one. Let's do yet another thing. Okay, say var PC equals new practice call 2. Nope, not a string.
New is
keyword.
The keyword.
New is a keyword. New practice call 2.
Is new capital or no?
No.
Is a keyword. Okay.
Open close parent.
Oops.
Yep. Okay. Now do, what does that give us? Oh, it printed it. Did it print it? Yeah, that's what it printed. So when you said new, it got a new instance of itself as the this.
Okay.
So the new thing ran the function and returned. Notice our other, just calling the thing or calling .call didn't return anything. We got undefined back. But this one gave us something back and we put it in the PC. So PC, it both printed it because we said print this, which I should have made you say this is colon or something else so we could see. But it constructed a new object to be the this, which is weird and totally different from the other ways to call it.
Yeah.
And the other weird I remember what apply does. Apply. No, that's giving me undefined back too. I thought apply would give you a function back. No, give us undefined. I was wrong about that. Okay. Anyway. Yeah. So the all of these different ways of calling the function do different things with the this object. There's even another thing. It's weird if you do an arrow function. It does things differently than a function defined the way you define practice call. But the point is, if you use the this object inside the function, it will be different depending on whether you call it the normal way or you use .call.
Gotcha. Okay.
So .call lets you futz with the this object. But the best thing to do is just not use this at all. And then, actually, that's... I wonder if this... Okay, so show me our code again. And where this was any. Oh. Okay. When we do subscribe, change that from a function to an arrow function. I mean, from a function keyword to an arrow function. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, you'll have to remind me. Okay, so then
delete the word
I can
function.
take out the word function, and I can delete this colon.
No. Keep the colon.
Arrow.
Oh, yeah. Either way. No, keep the colon. I want you to keep the colon, but put the fat rocket.
Oh, and then the
component.
fat arrow goes here.
Yes.
Okay, that's right. Fat rocket goes there.
Now hover over this. Type of global this. That's different. Because the arrow function always pulls this from lexical scope. This is really fun now. What is it doing? And you're right. Thank you for asking that question, because the reason this was any was because you could call that function with anything. Out of curiosity, do that thing you just said where take the fat rocket out and then take out the colon. Yeah, now what does this say? Probably any. Yeah, any. So that's the same as doing the colon function. But the fat rocket says that's never going to work. Whereas if we made this a class, it would be super happy. So yeah. So the okay, now I'm trying to figure this out, because what I want is for this to be the object that it's in, which it usually is in the function, because that's all like working and stuff. But
yeah, like that part of this I understand. Like I understand how this works in this code. You know, I understand that here this just refers to this, like in general.
But the problem,
I see this in like so many things that I don't know, it's a very complex keyword.
Oh my gosh, yes. Okay. Yeah, because when so I have an idea. I don't think this is gonna work. Let's, like it is, run the compiler. We didn't compile it last time, did we? Well, the JavaScript had. Do Control Shift B. Yeah, and pick watch. There. Okay, so now it's compiling. You can shrink that window down. Command J. Yep. Okay. Now go try your web page again. My hypothesis is that it won't work now.
Oh yeah, no, it won't.
Type something. It didn't even like. Yeah. Okay. Good. I'm happy. So I was right about something. Okay, and that's because this is now wrong. It's no longer the object that it contains it. But the reason that it's any, like up on line 25, this is any,
Huh?
is because there is no guarantee that somebody is going to call that function the normal way. If they call it the normal way, it just works. And we only called it the normal way, so it just works. But if they called it with .call, they could pass whatever they wanted for this. So we're not sure what this is inside that function. Oh, it's probably going to be this object, but not necessarily. Let's make this a class. Okay, so instead of, okay, so to make it a class, we'll need to, oh yeah, I guess okay, I'm thinking of shorter ways to do this, but let's not. Take the body of array of loot out again. Like the curly brace definition. And let's make that
So that goes all the way down to here, right?
Yeah. Okay, yeah, cut that and then go up a couple lines and we'll make a class. So like on line 20 or something. Say class capital A array of loot. Yeah. So we're making a class definition and then throw your definition back in there. Okay. Instead of a colon, don't put a colon there.
Oh.
Good. Now it wants semicolons instead of commas.
Like here?
Like at the end of, yes, like there. And what else is it all angry about? Function type. Oh, shut up. So freaking what? What's the quick fix on that one? What did it just do? Whatever it just did, undo it.
Yeah. No, actually, it looks like it didn't do anything.
Yeah, maybe just move something over. Okay. We don't care about the any type. What's it yelling about on subscribe on line 28? Oh, it just wants a comma on line 30 for that.
Oh.
I mean a semicolon on line 30. Yeah, and a semicolon on line 31. Okay. Identifier expected. It's happy with the arrow syntax.
So what
I don't know why it doesn't want to put a regular function in there now. Oh, but on line 22, if you're defining these become methods on classes, take out the word function on 22 and the colon. One more backspace.
Oh, oops.
Okay. What is it so angry about? Type is missing the following properties from type. Okay, something weird is going on. Do we have like capital array of loot defined somewhere? Where do we say this? Where? Oh, no, that's value. Oh, okay. Okay, hold on. Oh. All right. Sorry. It's not so trivial to turn an object into a class definition. Let's make a constructor. Line 20, curly brace. The compiler is not guiding us here. I'm just going to have to tell you.
A curly brace at the beginning here?
No, after the curly brace. Put in another new line. Nope. No, don't close the curly brace. Okay, I just want to add a constructor method. Push enter. Type constructor. open close paren, open close curly. Okay. And inside the constructor, say this dot value equals, and then the contents of value on 22.
22. Oh.
Cut and paste that array, please.
Oh, yeah, I guess that would be faster.
Yeah, and I want the whole array. Yep. So it's a different way of initializing a property. You need to initialize it in the constructor. And then outside of it, so now when on 22, oh, that's the thing. Okay, so now that colon no longer means here comes a property value. It means here comes a type of a property. So tell it that value is, actually, yeah, tell it that value is a string array.
And I do that after here.
Mm-hmm.
And that's, okay, the same thing we did before where it's,
that's the problem. Oh gosh, Jess. Okay, you made a mess of this. That was me. I made a mess of this. Yes, string open close square brace. Semicolon. And delete the rest of that line. The syntax for this, we're trying to do a class definition is more of a type, but you can provide some functions. So what we clear is okay. On line 29, change that colon to an equal sign. That's the problem. Yes. There. Okay. And the same on line 32 and 33, colon to equal sign. Because inside of a class, you don't use colon to define a property. Line 33.
Okay, so would I do the same thing here?
Yeah. Yes. That is what it wanted. It was trying to treat all of those things as types when they are values. Okay. Okay, so now what we have is a class definition. It has a constructor. It has a value property that's only defined in the constructor. That's fine. It has a clear method. On line 23, there's an extra space. Just hit save. It'll probably fix it. Yeah, okay. It has a clear method. It has a subscribe property, which is a function, subscribe property that's an arrow function. Okay, now let's hover over this in some places.
Okay.
And let's see what oh, God damn you.
This one says this is this.
And now clear says this is this. Okay. On 33 then, let's take out the equals function. Just do it like we did clear as a method definition. So take out the function and the equals on line 33. The word function and the equal sign, so it'll just have take out the equals too. Yeah, now hover over this. And it thinks it's this. This is this. This is this. Imagine that. That's actually quite useful. And on line 30, what does it think this is? It's still this. Okay, so in both cases, and probably also on line 21, yeah. This is this, which is an instance of this class, which is an object that has this structure and has these method definitions. Okay, now we need to tell it that this is all this class represents a piece of state. And the syntax for that is on line 20. Class array of loot. Yes, right there. Extends. No, implements. Implements, sorry. Because it's an interface. Implements piece of state. And then you need to give the type parameter of string array.
Oh, and then that's that.
No, it's the pointy braces.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And that's around this part, right?
Yes. This is so complicated. I'm sorry. I have not done a good job of introducing this gradually. Okay, but it's happy. Okay. Comment out like line 32 or something. Yeah, and now it's angry. because it doesn't know what this dot subscribers is. Because yeah. Okay, and because array of loot no longer properly implements piece of state.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so remove the commentee out and hover over this dot subscribers. Yeah, now the subscribers part.
Over here.
Hover over subscribers.
Oh, just over subscribers. Sorry.
On line 30. Okay, yes, it's an any, but it should be components. Didn't we define subscribers in piece of state as components? Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
And we just said that this implements piece of state. It should know that this dot subscribers is an array of components. That's weird. I mean, it learned that it was an array. That's something. What if you delete line 30? No, let's see. No, that angered it, didn't we? Didn't. Yeah, because we were required to have subscribers, which is supposed to be a component array. I wonder why it doesn't know that it's components. That's weird. Stick like a string in the array on line 32. I want to know what happens. See, now it's angry. Now it's like that's a string array. But why did it think subscribers for each? Yeah, we had to... Why does it think it's an array of any? Why? That doesn't make any sense. Well, on line 32, you can say colon component array. And then it's going to be totally happy. Yep. And now, on line 30, subscribers is to kind of show as a component array. Yeah. And now on line 25, you can take out the colon component because it's already going to know that that's a component and it's happy. Because it knows that subscribers is a component array. I would have thought it would do that anyway because we told it that this is a piece of state, and piece of state declares that as a component array. But, you know, whatever. Frustrating. Okay, but we need to go down and fix. Okay, so now that we've said array of loot, on line 44, it's going to equal new capital array of loot. Yes. Open, close. Parentheses. Yeah. And semicolon. Okay. So, what a class does in JavaScript is it's a way of defining a constructor function. So, like when we made practice call 2, and we called it with new, it made a new object to be the practice call 2's this. Okay, so that's what new does. It makes a new object to be the this inside of there. What the class syntax does, if you scroll up, your class syntax here says, okay, I'm going to give you the constructor function, and it's called constructor. And that's the function you're calling when you say new array of loot, open parent. But I'm also going to give you some other things to attach to that object that's going to be the this. And so the constructor has a this, which is a new object, that already has these other things on it. It already has a value. Well, no, it doesn't have a value because we didn't give it a value. But it already has a clear method, and it has a subscribe function, and it has an add loop method. And all of those things are already present when your constructor function gets called. So it's like you can put the persimmon in the object in the this that gets constructed for the invocation of your function. And you're nodding, but I don't think that made any sense. But I mean,
made a little bit of sense.
Okay. Yeah. So the new is a way of calling a function with a brand new object for this.
Okay.
That was created for the occasion of this particular call to the function, this particular
and
invocation.
you give it to it. You're like, this is what we want to equal to this.
That's with .call.
That's not call. Okay.
Okay. So you've got a regular invocation. This could be we don't really know what this is. This is determined by where the function was defined.
Okay.
Or maybe where it's called. I don't know. I don't know what happens when you just call it regularly. But if you do .call, you can pass in a particular this. If you call it with new, it gets a brand new object for this every time. Every time you call it with new, brand new object for this. And a class is a way of making that brand new object for this have some stuff on it already every time. Yeah, very confusing. But classes wind up being really useful because they also function as types. Wow, I'm actually convincing myself of the use of classes now. So the reasonable place to use this is inside a class.
Okay.
Because you know the kind of thing that this is going to be. It's going to be one of this class. Because a new one's going to be constructed every time you call the thing. Every time you call the constructor. And it's like, okay, when a class groups a bunch of stuff together and says, when this constructor is called, first you're going to build something with all of these properties on it. Clear, subscribe, subscribers, just like this. And every time you call new, it'll get a brand new empty list of subscribers, for instance. I mean, we only called this once, but that's okay. Yeah. Okay. Do we have time to do the fun part? While we're at it, commit this and test it and make sure it works. Let's see if we broke anything.
Okay, let's try that first. Okay, all that is back.
Yay. Okay. It's working. Go ahead and commit it. We have made one class. Now we're going to make another class. And you'll see something that's actually useful about classes.
Okay.
Overused, in fact. I'm happy with my hair dye job today. It's a little more red than I expected. You can't really see the orange and yellow. Oh well.
Okay, committed.
Okay, now go make the other piece of state into its own class, just like this.
Okay, so the other piece of state, which is like...
Scroll down into the state object. You need to get to the state object. Yeah, there.
Okay, so if I'm making
the other
this into a class...
The other piece of state is current input.
Okay. So I need to have it a class and then tell it what to implement. So I would take out this, right?
No, that's fine. You're still going to compose it into the state object. You're going to take out the body of current input, and we're going to turn that into a class.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is all of this.
Mm-hmm. Except for line 62.
Except for the line 62,
okay,
yeah.
Good. Yeah, that.
Okay.
So, yeah, cut that. And what we're going to, type, I'm going to tell you what to type here. Current input is going to be a new capital current input. Open, close. Yeah. And now we're going to go up a little bit and define class capital current input.
Okay, so I need to define the class. Do I do that inside of the state object?
No, please don't.
Okay, like
It's
how about
it's
like
at top
here?
level. Yeah.
Okay, so we'll say class, and then that class is going to be
Yes.
current input.
Yes.
And it's going to implement. What was the one that it was implementing?
It's piece of state string.
Piece of state. Okay. Piece of state, and then that's where it gets this little thing.
Yeah, and it's just a string for this one.
Oh, not an array. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
And then I can give it all the stuff.
Just hit paste.
Like, okay, curly brace. Okay. I couldn't remember if that curly brace was already in there.
Yeah. And now go change all the colons to equal signs. Yes, because inside a class, if you want to give it a value, you need an equal sign.
Okay. And then change these to semicolons.
Which is because the body of the class is effectively, it's kind of invoked. Rather than, yeah. You need to say, hold on 53, that colon needs to be in equals.
Oh, yeah, I missed that one.
Okay, there. You don't need the cast on line 57. You can delete that.
Okay.
And the piece of state string part. You've already said it.
Oh.
It implements
okay. I don't need any of that.
So, yeah. And it wants a semicolon on line 46. The body of a class is code rather than declaration. Okay. Is it just happy? It might just be happy. Okay. So we had an easier time with that. All right. And it's happy. It recognizes that it does implement piece of state string. All right. So the useful part is, oh yeah, that's what we can do. Okay. Go ahead and commit this. So now we've made each of them into a class.
Okay. This is my one that I was committing. Okay.
Yay. Okay. Now I want to change piece of state from an interface into a superclass. So go up to
superclass.
Yes. A superclass. Go up to piece of state.
Superclass.
Yeah. Change it from interface to class.
Capital C class,
lowercase c. So now we're defining a class called piece of state. Commas to semicolons. And these are all types, so all we have to do is change commas to semicolons. Line 12. Line 12 is fine. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, it went to semicolon. You should give it a semicolon too. Okay, great. Now, the difference is, instead of implements, we should say extends on line 20.
And then on the other place. Or no, wait, because we didn't change it for this one yet.
Okay. Now what's its deal? Okay, let's see what this has to say. It wants us to call super. On 21, okay, right before this, please put a new line. Okay, and say super, open close paren. Okay, now it's happy. Hit save though, it'll fix your, okay, there. So what that is saying is that the superclass gets to go first. So super is saying, call the constructor of my superclass, which is the one that it extends. All right, what's its problem with clear? defines it as an instance. Oh, okay. Let's go fix that in the, so we need to be consistent. Up in the superclass, just take out the, on line 9, make it not an arrow function. Make it look like a method. Yeah, so delete that and delete the colon. Actually, yeah, delete the colon. It's a little harder. Put the colon after the parents. Yes. Now what's its problem? Function are not immediately following the declaration. Okay. No. Why? Oh, put the word abstract in front of clear. Obviously. Does that work? Oh, okay. Put the word abstract on line 7. Okay. That is super confusing. But it says, I'm not a class that can be instantiated by itself. Something has to extend me and provide the clear method. And that lets us declare a method without declaring a value for it. Yeah, just roll with that. Yeah, it'll make sense someday. Okay, what is our array of loot happy yet? Okay.
Yeah, everything looks happy to me.
Go ahead and make the other one say extends. Make current input say extends. Yes. Is it happy?
Yep.
It's happy enough. All right. Now comes the cool bit. Take that subscribe function from line 32 and 34. Yeah, cut that. And let's go put it up in piece of state. Okay, so instead of,
Up here?
Yeah. So on line 10, before the semicolon, stick an equals. Or actually, let's make it into a method. Okay, now let's do this. It should say subscribe, open paren, component, which is, colon void, open curly brace. No, sorry. We need to close paren. Component, close paren. So subscribe is a method that lose the colon after component. Subscribe is a method that takes a parameter called component of type component. And now I'm going to give you the body of the method. Please delete the rest of line 10 after the close paren after component.
Okay. This one, all of this.
Yeah, that's okay. And now we're going to define the method. Hit paste. You've got something in your buffer for this. Okay. But now we need to delete from line 10 that close paren. And then it should say open curly.
Like delete this?
Yeah, delete that and delete the extra component stuff. I wanted to keep the body of the method, but that was all. Okay, more deleting, but you want the close paren, but you don't want the rocket. Subscribe is a method with a parameter called component of type component, and here is its body. Okay. What we've done now is provide this method for all the superclasses. Also on line 13, say subscribers component equals empty array. Just, sorry, you were right to have the array type on component. Just give it an initial value of empty array by saying equals empty array after the type declaration. Equals.
Here in equals instead of the colon, or here in equals?
Right before the semicolon.
Oh.
Yeah, because component open square, close square is the type equals empty array. Now, from both array of loot and current input, we can delete the definitions of subscribe and subscribers. So delete line 35. Yep. Okay. So now all we have the value because that's a different type in each of these. And we have the clear method is different for each also at the moment. So we're defining that here. Add loot item only exists on array of loot. That's cool. scroll down to current input, and you can delete the definition of subscribe and subscribers.
So here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You can also delete 55 through 57.
Oh.
Okay. So what we've done here is we've taught every piece of state to keep track of its subscribers. And we've removed some duplication because those two definitions were the same in current input and an array of loot. And we've put them in a common superclass. And someday you'll get to this in your course and you'll be like, oh, that's what we were doing. You can delete line 14, by the way. Because now that it's a class and not an interface, it's fine for it to add methods. TypeScript doesn't care anymore. Yeah. So we've made that simpler. Okay. Now you've got a ton of information. We learned about the different thises. We learned about classes. We learned about superclasses. We learned about, this was called inheritance, by the way, when you extend a superclass and you put some of the functionality in the superclass, and then all of the subclasses, they're called. Array of loot is a subclass of piece of state. Piece of state is a superclass of array of loot. It's like parent-child kind of thing. Yeah, so you've used inheritance now to remove duplication and push functionality up into a superclass. That will all make sense when you read about it in your course. And you'll be like, oh, I get it now. I saw us do that one time. And it was totally confusing. Okay. I need to run off for lunch with Emma. Is there anything else I can...
No, I think we're good.
Okay. Well, commit it, test it, ship it.
All right, so let's test it. Oops, not in there. Okay, this looks fine. Okay.
Okay. Ship it. Push it.
And then it's just...
Mm-hmm.
Okay, done.
True, it does look like Java C#. Okay. Yes. Okay. Did you push? Did you do get push?
Yep.
Great.
Oh, I didn't do push. Hold on. I did get commit.
Okay. There you go. That makes it live. Oh, some refs were rejected. Let's not mess with that today. You need to do a fetch and something. I don't know.
We can do that next time.
Oh. API.glitch. Oh, we're still in the glitch repo. Never mind. We'll fix that another time. Okay. Thanks, Bunny. Good job. You learned some stuff.
Yay. Bye. Have a good lunch.
Bye. Thanks.